on her veteran horse, Showmance. As she heads to that first barrel, this horse is a lefty. And this pin, this is perfect for Tiani. She's coming fresh off a Globe Life Field. This could really fit them well.
A couple of trips to the Wrangler NFR for Tiani. Had a big lead a couple of years ago in 2017. Couldn't seal the deal at the National Finals Rodeo. She's going to start us off at 16.112.
Nice clean run. It's going to be interesting to see what's fast here. The ground looks really good, but as we look to a qualifier, Kayla Small, who we saw at the NFR win Resistol Rookie of the Year back in 2016, this arena is going to be polar opposite to what they just ran at Cowtown Coliseum.
Yeah, they were running 13-second runs there, weren't they, Janie?
Right, basically the only wall you have to work off here at AT&T Stadium is maybe that first barrel.
Yep.
From there, you're going to need a horse that can rate down to those barrels. Kayla Small's got a really nice horse here. This is out of her mom, Jane Melby's NFR horse, and we have a down barrel at the first. This horse isn't really liking not having a fence to work off of.
Down barrel, turns for home. Tack on 5 seconds. 21.449.
Yeah, right there you can see just kind of comes back a little hard. She tries to pull a leg lift and just can't quite get it done. Kayla Melby going through that semifinals. It's such a journey. It's always disappointing whenever things turn around at AT&T Stadium.
Shelly Morgan next to go.
Shelly Morgan, another top 10 barrel racer that we just saw run at the NFR and Globe Life Field. She's also going to be on her veteran horse, Kiss, that she ran for a couple of rounds at the NFR, made a few horse changes. This horse is kind of easing its way up the alleyway. You can tell they're really wanting to get going, but you can tell Shelly's really wanting to make sure that horse sees the first barrel. Kiss comes around. Making a nice run for Shelly Morgan, getting to that third barrel. Kiss sees all 3 barrels, makes 3 nice turns. This could be good.
Winds up at the top of 16.168. That's going to be second best at the moment. Tiani Schuster still in the top spot.
I'm excited about this next barrel racer. This is Sarah McCormick. She actually qualified to AT&T Stadium on this exact horse she calls Leroy back in 2019. She's going to let him go from way back in the alleyway. Get a lot of momentum going for that first barrel, maybe a little bit too much momentum, went a little bit by that first, and that's just the hard part about this giant arena a little bit, but Sarah McCormick goes around that third, bobbles it a little bit, clean run.
Man, that semifinals over there at the Cowtown Coliseum, it was tough. She survived right there, 16.334. That's going to be third best at the moment.
Right, Jeff, you talked about how tough that semifinals was. They broke arena records a couple of times. It was one of the toughest races that we've seen in American history as well. We're going back to our fan favorite tonight, Lisa Lockhart. She is going to be running Rosa. We saw them win rounds at the Wrangler NFR this year. If Lisa Lockhart can keep all 3 barrels up tonight, we know that she will be fast.
14 trips to the Wrangler NFR, 14 straight as a matter of fact. 2-time average champion. Let's see what she can get done.
She's looking good after that first barrel. Rosa's making really tight turns. Lisa's having to lift that inside leg, but so far so good. Here we go for Lisa Lockhart.
Let's see if we can get a lead change.
Yeah, this should be good. Close.
16.211. That's going to put her in third place.
Wow, that was a deceiving run, I will say. I think Tiani Schuster and Showmance, they really set the bar more than we realized.
You know, Janie, don't you think Showmance, and every time I watch Showmance, I think, how does that horse clock as fast as that horse clocks? Because he just takes long strides, doesn't look like he's real quick-footed, but always seems to win.
But you're so right. He's just such a big horse. That big stride makes him look like he's years old. And then Janice Stipe, who actually owns this horse, trained him. She got thyroid cancer, and Cassidy Teague had to take over, and they have just been a success story ever since, including qualifying here to AT&T Stadium. Looks like we have another lefty. Oh, and they were really trying to hunt for that barrel. There's not a wall there, and 2 down barrels for Cassidy Teague, but such an accomplishment to even make it here.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, Jenny, you talked about the Northside Coliseum Arena. It's just so polar opposite when they get into this big arena. You really don't know. I mean, that shows how horses like Truck and Rosa, how solid they really are.
No, it's so true. There's a reason why they're in the top 10. They go to rodeos all year long and all kinds of different circumstances. It takes an incredible horse to be able to handle all the different situations you put them in the year. And it's just anything can happen. These horses are going to really like it. Jessica Rotier, we've seen her basically make the same run over and over for a few years now. Jessica, however, said that tonight she's really going to have to ask Missy for a little extra speed to stop that clock.
Well, I look for a solid run out of Missy. She just hunts those barrels.
And you can tell that Jessica's really starting to ask her for it, because this horse, she said, listens to everything she says, and they're at their third barrel. This could be really good for Jessica.
Pretty smooth run. 16.151 for her. It's going to be second best, and Tiani's just kind of still holding up right there at 16.112. Rotier, 7th in the world a year ago, a couple trips to the Wrangler NFR on the invitation list, trying to win 100,000 here. Shannon Lillard set to go next.
This is her horse, Herman. They are the BBR World Champions in 2020. They qualified number 30 position out of slack and then dominated in the performances to make it here. Solid run so far. You can tell they're just trying to make a nice, clean run, and checking them at that third barrel. Oh, looks like something maybe happened on the back of that third. Not quite fast enough.
Yeah, it really blew off that third.
16.338. Take a look at what happened right there.
Yeah, he just kind of lost his hind end on the back of that third barrel and just didn't want to come around it so much.
Here's your defending champion, Stevie Hillman, Weatherford, Texas.
This setup is built for Stevie Hillman in truck. They're going for that clean run, and they will be fast if they can make it around them. They did it last year. This horse has such a cool style. Stevie Hillman really asking for that extra step around third. They're clean headed home.
Yeah, big slip on that third barrel. 15.807 moves her to the top.
Even with a slip.
Yeah, that just tells you he can be even faster. What an amazing run.
That's a good name for him too, isn't it, Truck? He
looks like a big old truck, doesn't he?
He does, absolutely. We're going to see Cassie Mowry twice, as Janie mentioned. She winds up with two chances at $1 million, so here we go.
This is Epic Guy. This is the horse she qualified to the 4-man last year at AT&T Stadium. We know they like this setup. Man, we just went a little bit by that first barrel. That's going to cost a little bit of time. But hey, the fact about Cassie is that she has another opportunity coming right around the corner. You can tell she's frustrated, but she'll make up for it in her next run.
Another chance. That's the good news for her. 17.032. And actually puts her right on the bubble at the moment. Right now, Stevie Hillman, the defending champion, she's got the lead at 15.807, the only sub 16-second run that we have seen so far. Still to come in this barrel racing in this round. You got your defending world champion in there, and you got a 7-year-old cowgirl who's made it here and it's kind of stole everybody's hearts. So you go back to the slack and just kind of everybody put her right on the edge of their seat. Charlie Sort, 7 years old, and Butch, watch how hard she rides. I mean, she just absolutely gets after it. She's a cowgirl, stays after it. That moved her on to the semifinals, and then she hit a barrel, and then last night at the semifinals, she got a bit of a surprise. She was invited in before the barrel racing started with Randy Bernard and Patrick Gotts, the owner of the Cowboy Channel, and they asked her a question, kind of like, hey, kind of give you a mulligan here, give you a special exemption in. Would you like that? Here's what happened.
Charlie, do you accept the invitation?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Well, thank you and good luck.
Well, you might have seen her on our pre-show a little bit earlier today. She's got so much charisma, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's a doll, isn't she?
Well, she gets after it. So she's yet to ride. Haley Kinsel is yet to ride. Donna Gay Rule, who also got a special exemption in. You might remember that story. Donna Kay, I think, qualified number 3 in the world down that line. COVID kept her from competing at the National Finals Rodeo. She accepted the exemption. Let's bring in Steve Kenyon.
You know, the thing about Donna Kay, High Valor loves this arena, Jeff. She was the reserve champion here a year ago on High Valor. She said she didn't want to put a lot of runs in on High Valor because San Antonio was coming up, so she wanted to just come straight to this arena. We'll see if she can move up one spot from where she was last year, riding the now two-time Horse of the Year in the WPRA.
Well, speaking of Donna Kay, here she comes.
Donna Kay and Valor, they are such a team, and like Steve said, they were second at last year's American, winning $25,000. You know that they love this setup, and they are just such a team. Going around that first barrel. Oh.
Just caught it with her foot, her toe.
Man, but you could have held your breath on that one. I thought it was going to stay up right there, and that's disappointing for Donna Kay, but what a team what her and Valor are.
Yeah, and watch the time. I mean, she lopes out 15-8.
Wow. There's a look at our leaderboard brought to you by Ram. Stevie Hillman on top. Cassie Mowry. You can see her again. She's on the bubble at 17.032. And boy, tough luck there for Donna Kay Rule. Catches that first barrel, 20.858. That eliminates her from the competition. And here comes Charlie Sort.
Oh, young Charlie, she is about as cute as they come and as cowgirl as she can be. She has only been riding this horse, Cash, for less than a year, and she rides him just incredible. Look at how focused she is. I just am so impressed by how mature she is for her age. And this is a lot of pressure, you guys. This is such an atmosphere for a young kid, and she just handles every step of the way. Here she goes.
Yeah, she was saying this horse is a handful, you know, coming down the alley. Everybody's rooting for her.
This whole stadium is going nuts right now for Charlie. She's making a great run, asking for a little speed on the third, and she is headed home. Charlie Sort.
Oh, and winds up losing a little bit there and breaks the pattern.
Breaks the pattern, no time.
It was so good coming around that third barrel.
It's just so easy to get lost in this arena. It's such a big arena, so many acres here, and that was a great effort for Charlie, though. This is a lot of pressure for a young person.
It's a lot of
she
pressure.
handled it great.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
The silver lining is she'd made a deal with her mom that if she made it to AT&T, she was going to get a Basset Hound.
Oh, see, I thought she wanted a Corgi.
Oh,
No, I was
the
saying she
Corgi's
should get a
too
Corgi.
much.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I think she's at least going to get a Basset Hound out of the deal. So now to Jimmy Smith, finished 5th in the world a year ago.
This could be good.
Yeah, Jimmy Smith and Lena, we saw them win around at the NFR. They've kind of worked out all the kinks that they had originally in these big arenas. Making it around, left barrel first. She goes to the second. This could be fast, you're right, Bush. They're making a nice run, clean.
Oh, real good. Yeah, good third.
Jimmy's really asking for that extra step running home.
Well, that's going to put her in 5th place right now, 16.196. So she's in the top 5 at the moment.
JD, these big arenas, big open arenas, do you put different bits on them?
Every barrel racer is going to be different, but talking about Cassie Mowry, I think she's keeping the same bit for both of her horses. Both of the grays that she's running tonight are by Epic Leader, the horse that she won the BFA World Championship on. And man, Cassie Mowry, 2 opportunities, but these horses are only 6 years old. That is a lot to put on a young horse here at this big stadium. And like I said, such an accomplishment for Cassie Mowry to even be here on 2.
And look at the time.
Wow.
15.705. I mean, that was going to be a great run.
Yeah, it really was. Their horses worked so nice. They were trying to be good, and sometimes a horse just overworks and comes on the backside of that barrel, and it's almost an over effort, really.
So Stevie Hillman, the defending champion, still number 1. Here comes Emily Miller. Second American appearance. 2 times to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Wound up in the top 5 again last year, number 4 when it was all said and done.
I just love how Chongo goes up the alleyway. Emily keeps their horses so calm. Oh man, we were close to that first, but it is up. Emily is making a really nice run, doing a leg lift. She is having to jockey every step of the way on this run. Chongo's headed home, and he has so much speed running home.
16.076, so Emily Miller, Beisel moves to the number 2 spot. A little bit of love on this barrel right here. No problem.
Nope, she maintains that forward motion the whole way, keeps the barrel up. Well done, Emily Miller.
Right now she's looking good for coming back to Brown. A qualifier is going to be next.
I'm excited about this horse. Jana Brown futuritied on this horse, and then it's been Haley Kinzel's backup rodeo horse for the past year. Jana actually just picked her up from Haley the day before Slack, and they clearly did not lose a step. They were the fastest time of the entire Slack, winning $21,000, and Jules is ready to go. You can see her fighting to get down that alleyway. They make it around that first, maybe a little bit of hesitation from Jules on the backside. We make a nice second barrel. Like I said, it's very easy to get lost here in this arena, but Jana and Jules, clean run, they're headed home.
Yeah, they got the arena record now, Cowtown Coliseum, where they're going to wind up here, 16.452.
It's just such a difficult transition for a horse trying to push them up to the wall in Cowtown Coliseum to then have them right back down at a barrel in a big stadium like this, but such a jockey, she pulled it through, and this team right here, maybe one of the most consistent teams going down the road, Jill Wilson coming out.
Sarah McCormick stays on the bubble.
This is Jill Wilson and Blue Dean. They almost dominated in the average at the Wrangler NFR, and they're doing what they always do. They're making a beautiful run, just pretty much picture perfect. It'll be interesting to see where Jill and Blue Dean can stop the clock.
Yeah, boy, what a solid run. I mean, the perfect pattern. But they're in there solid.
How about second best?
Yeah.
How about second best? This team finished third in the final world standings last year, and they're number 2 now. That's going to eliminate McDonald. That's going to move Lisa Lockhart to the bubble at 16.211. As the plot kind of thickens and it gets a little bit tougher, Stevie Hillman still has the lead at 15.807. And here comes another qualifier in Taylor Smith.
We're getting close to the end. They know what they need to do. This is Taylor Smith. She actually quit her job as a preschool teacher in order to follow her dreams of barrel racing. Walks in the alleyway, moves the horse over to really make sure he sees that first barrel. That might have been a really smart move on Taylor Swift's part to make sure that she has the best opportunity to get her horse around these barrels. They call him Jack. They have a nice run. Let's see how it works out.
Down to the clock here, 16.098. That's going to eliminate. It's going to eliminate Lisa Lockhart. Taylor Smith is going to be 4th best. She's a qualifier. She's the only qualifier right now in the top 8. And Jimmy Smith moves to the bubble with her time at 16.196. Still only one cowgirl under 16 seconds in that Stevie Hillman. And here comes 2-time world champion Brittany Posey Tanazi. Won the world titles in 07 and 09. 2-time NFR average champ. She went to Vegas last year, number 1 in the world. Wound up number 2 though when it was all over with. Just could not hold off Haley Kinzel.
No, but this team could definitely get it done here at AT&T Stadium. She is on Katniss tonight. We know Brittany has a lot of horses to choose from, but this is usually her big outdoor pin horse. Kind of feels like an outdoor pin here at AT&T. They're making a great run. Here goes Brittany Posey and Katniss headed home.
16.196 or 5th faster to move into the top 8. And that's what she does. 7th best. Shelly Morgan moves to the bubble. I don't know, 7 or 8 is even safe at the moment.
Not looking.
No, I don't know if that's going to be a safe spot for Brittany Posey. I love this horse right here. This is Casey Mathis. This horse is pure cutting bred.
Is this the Highbrow Cat?
Yeah, this is the horse that's by a son of Highbrow Cat. There's Shorty leaning on the bottom. Just such a nice horse. They've been dominating all the jackpots around North Texas, and just caught a barrel at that first one and just overturned it.
That's a serious cutting pedigree. Man.
Yeah.
Serious cutting pedigree. Let's go through that run one more time.
Oh, this can happen just so easily. You can see maybe just a little step by the front, came back a little too strong on the backside, and these horses have so much heart and they try so hard to make up for any mistakes that they might make, and Casey Mathis just had a little tough luck at that first barrel. It's going to be on Sharpie, the horse we saw Stevie Hillman run at the NFR. Brayden Collins has actually qualified from the semifinals to AT&T a record 5 times in the barrel race. This is his 5th trip here. These last 2 teams, I would definitely be holding my breath if you're on the bubble, because the potential is definitely there for both of them. I think we're going to see a leaderboard change.
Well, Haley Kinzel's sister, they are not afraid of the bright lights in Arlington, Texas. Whether it's Globe Life or AT&T, they have been successful in both places.
I like watching Haley back behind like this, in situations like this on Sister, what she does, how she moves the shoulders, and the ribs, and the hind. I mean, just what a horse.
She's such a horsewoman, Haley Kinsel
Yeah, what a
is.
hand.
I heard she went down to Cotulla, Texas right before the American to do a little work with her mom and really tune Sister up. She's got her ears pinned. You know that this team can do it. They've done it twice before. Doesn't matter the setup. Here they go. Nice first barrel. I'd say Haley's trying to play it safe, make sure that she has a nice run. But this is a deceiving team. They look like they're just kind of cruising through. They're going to stop the clock. Haley Kinsel's headed home.
Yeah, watch this. This is what's impressive. 15.917 puts her in second place.
Second best. And that's going to put Brittany Posey Tanazi, the two-time world champion, on the bubble. Her time is 16.155, so that's what Brandon Cullens is going to have to beat. Boy, look at that. Let's bring in Steve Kenyon.
You know, the interesting thing about Brandon, top of the leaderboard is Stevie Hillman. Stevie's been to the NFR on this horse, Sharpie. Brandon got on Sharpie, went to the semifinals, had only made 3 runs on him, and then smoked him at the semifinals. Unfortunately, he's going to start with a hit barrel.
Yep.
That's been his problem at this rodeo, guys. He was in the 4 round a couple of years ago, hit a barrel to win it.
You know, and I'll be honest, that's one of Sharpie's problems. If that horse has any chink in its armor, it's making clean, solid runs every time. But what a fast horse, an amazing horse.
Yeah, at the time, you know, easily in the top 5. Yeah, the penalty on it winds up at 25.951. And Brittany Posey Tanazi is going to wind up surviving being on the bubble for one exciting run. Here's a look at our results. Stevie Hillman on top, Haley Kinsel number 2, Jill Wilson in the top 3. So these are the barrel racers advancing on to tomorrow's round of 8. Keep in mind these times carry over. No surprise that Hillman and Kinsel are sitting at the top spot.